Hello and welcome to the news bulletin on Goa 365 with me, Kimberly Mascarenas. The 1st of December is universally commemorated as World AIDS Day, and the Goa State AIDS Control Society observed the day as it launched its AIDS information website on Monday morning.
Dr. V.N. Jindal, Dean of Goa Medical College and Hospital Bamboli, formally launched the website at a function held at the Secretariat in Porvorim. The website provides all information related to HIV/AIDS. We bring you now a detailed report on how HIV/AIDS has slowly and steadily taken firm roots in Goan soil over the years, details of which have been provided to us by the GSACs. 1987 marked the year in which the first HIV-positive case was detected in the state. Since that day, a little more than 2 decades ago, a total of 11,178 persons have been found to be carriers of the virus that causes the dreaded AIDS, while 1,026 persons have been reported to have progressed to the stage of AIDS as of October 2008. A majority of the HIV/AIDS cases in the state have been reported from the 4 coastal talukas of the state, with Salsette leading the list with 17.8%, followed by Badtes with 14.5%, Marmagao with 14.4%, and Tiswadi with 11.0% up to 2007. AIDS is found to be more prevalent among the males, as reports indicate that out of every 3 HIV/AIDS cases detected, 2 are males. Reports also indicate that more than 1/3 of the females and 1/5 of the males infected with the AIDS virus are between the age of 15 to 29 years. Age group-wise, an almost equal number of males and females between the ages of 15 to 29 are infected with the virus, whereas in the higher age group, the syndrome was found to be more prevalent among the males, with about 70% of males being infected with the virus. We now bring you details on the spread of HIV/AIDS in Goa during the last 5 years. In 2004, 956 people were tested to be HIV positive, of which 623 were males and 333 were females. In 2005, the number increased to 1,029, 634 being males and the remaining 395 females. In 2006, the number of individuals with HIV/AIDS decreased slightly, with 595 of the total 940 people being males. 662 males were detected to be HIV positive in 2007 of the total 1,029. While till October 2008, statistics reveal that 789 people in the state are HIV positive, of which 483 are males and 306 are females. We now bring you the age and sex-wise distribution of HIV cases detected in Goa till October 2008. 58 children below the age of 14 years have been detected to be HIV positive, with 34 being males. In the age group of 15 and 24 years, 50 people were detected to be HIV positive, out of which 20 were males and 30 were females. In the age group of 25 to 34 years, 284 cases of HIV/AIDS have been detected, of which 156 are males and 128 are females. 328 cases of HIV/AIDS have been detected in the age group of 35 to 49 years, of which 227 are males and 101 are females. And 69 cases of HIV/AIDS have been detected in those above 50 years, 46 of which are males.
AIDS is one of the world's biggest medical crises, and educating the masses about the consequences of AIDS and the fact that the dreaded disease is incurable is the only way to stop the spread of this syndrome that has gripped nearly 2.5 million people in the country. So, stop AIDS and keep the promise. The NSS unit of Damodar College of Commerce and Economics, Margao, organized an awareness rally on HIV/AIDS as a part of World AIDS Day on Monday.
More than 200 students participated in the rally that began from the college and culminated at the Margao Municipal Council.
Today, being the 1st December, World AIDS Awareness Day is being celebrated. Therefore, all our NSS students, along with our RMS students, we took it a procession from the college through Pamba and then Holy Spirit Church and Auspicious Hospital, and we have culminated at the square of the municipality.
Saturday and Sunday were 2 days dedicated to the formation of the village committees by a large number of panchayats across the state. The committees were formed with the primary objective of acquiring suggestions and objections to the Regional Plan 2021.
And on Saturday, the villagers of Pillén, along with the Pillén Citizens Forum, were up in arms against what they termed as a non-participatory process adopted during the extraordinary Gram Sabha called to formulate the village committee for the Regional Plan 2021.
ग्रामसभा लोकांनी काबार करूंक नासलेली यांच्यानी 2 मिनटां 5 मिनटां ग्रामसभा काबार केली आनी गेले तेका लागून आमी इमिजिएटली थंय जे लोक असले प्रेजेंट शेवटी 50, 60, 70 सुमार लोक असले प्रेजेंट तेंच्यांनी एक कंप्लेन लेटर ड्राफ्ट केलें सगळ्या लोकांनी सायन केलें आनी ती सेक्रेटरीक दिलें.
Paul Fernandes, a resident of Pillén, alleged that the Gram Sabha was intentionally held on Saturday so as to minimize attendance.
Deliberately kept the extraordinary Gram Sabha on a Saturday, the 29th of November, so that the attendance would be minimal. Publicity was also minimal. A small advertisement informing voters about the same was published in the newspapers on the 25th, that is on Tuesday. Besides, a notice was sent to the church on the 24th of November, which is a Monday, wherein time and time again resolutions have been taken in the Gram Sabha that notices to the church have to be sent prior to Sunday.
Advocate Yatish Naik, a villager, said that the very purpose of the Goa Panchayati Raj Act had been defeated.
Nobody's views are respected. Somebody comes, reads out A, B, C, D, E, F, G. These are the members. Reads out, say Tata Bye Bye Go. Now what is the purpose of that Gram Sabha? If this is the purpose of the Gram Sabha, then the purpose is being defeated of the Goa Panchayati Raj Act. You know, the Panchayat institutions were not institutions which were regulated under the law. They were regulated under the law and engulfed in the scheme of constitution only after the 73rd and 74th Amendment. Why was it done? So that you give legitimacy to the opinion of the people and give them some value in the development of their village.
Another villager, Solano de Silva, pointed out the gross discrepancies in the draft regional plan.
This is what the task force, they are the zoning that they have done, and they have forwarded the plans to the town and country planning department. It's very interesting to note that the task force have identified areas as no development slopes. All these areas that are zigzag, you know, there are no development slopes because you can't build on them. The gradient is too steep, and the task force has in many cases been very faithful to that. It has in places identified the areas. Very interestingly, once the task force report goes to the town and country planning, and the town and country planning then sends the maps to the village panchayats, what's the town and country planning itself marks here, if you want to zoom in over here, as no development slopes, they also mark it as settlement. This is very strange. This also, an addition to this survey number, if you see there is no such addition over here, becomes a settlement area.
Down south, confusion also prevailed during the discussion of the Regional Plan 2021 at the Chikalim Gram Sabha held on Sunday.
A resolution was finally passed to seek clarification from the state's Chief Minister on the Mormugao Outline Development Plan and the Regional Plan 2021, and whether the Regional Plan had any relevance when the ODP had already been finalized.
Panchayat, village panchayat, is under the planning area, comes under the planning area. Mormugao Planning and Development Authority has already prepared a plan for Chikali, Sankwal, Chikol and part of Isorsi. These are the panchayats which are also covered in this ODP. Plans are finalized and it is on the verge of notification. When I asked the senior town planner, Mr. S.T. Putturaju, he was also not in a position to answer my question. What are we going to answer the people of Chikalim when we are conducting this Gram Sabha, which was mandatory that we had to have it today? So I explained to the